Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another wondrous Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane. A 1 vs 1 awaits you on Semoisky. In the winter, we shall be watching Paranoia of the 100th Jaeger Division fighting on here versus Jacktherooster of the 2nd Guards Tank Corps. And we're all noting here, of course, mechanized assault. Yes, we'll probably be seeing mechanized assault for a bit or a while. I mean, it's new, and the thing is, people like new. I mean, that's one of the main reasons. Is also because, and probably for a lot of players, I mean, it's much more straightforward than most of the other German doctrines, which is so bare on any units. And all of a sudden, you get this one with 4 units. You're pretty much going, ah, yes, victory for Deutschland. Or you could almost taste it anyways. So in that way, it's also quite fair. It's also quite fair, imagine, because it actually offers some new infantry, which is something actually a lot of German players have been wanting. I mean, there are some players, you know, and I'll say this, though, the sore losers, the ones who can't handle anything, they're going, but, you know, it's totally overpowered. No, it's because it's offering a lot what people want, which has nothing to do with power, but just more specific, you know, units. People like units. People like new infantry. Simple fact. Anyways, plus, of course, it's still, you know, pretty much in many regards the old Blitzkrieg doctrine. More conscripts forming up, lots of assault grenadiers. I mean, you don't have to, you know, spam out all assault grenadiers. Personally, I would rather, you know, go for a mix of grenadiers and assault grenadiers, a bit reminiscent of what I did in Company of Heroes with Fultz grenadiers. Would have a few squads with rifles, and then one squad with submachine guns. Right here, conscripts getting engaged by the assault grenadiers. MP40s blasting away into snow. So if I'm making good use of it. And there we go, making a rush for the house. That's a good job since the MP4s will have a harder time dealing with this. And they're in fact being forced back. Well done there by Jacktherooster. More conscripts rolling up. Also, what sort of doctrines are available for him? We are seeing shock rifle, guard rifle, in fact the bog standard, so he's not even using any of the DLC commanders. A bit of a shame there. There are in fact 2 free commanders for each army, basically theatre of war. You got Blitzkrieg, mech, infantry for the Germans, shock army, and I believe the other, I can't remember the name of it now. Which all up some new interesting combinations. There we go. Now it's the time for the Germans to pop into the house. MP40s blasting through the windows. Troops running down south, troops running up north. Quickly retreating the communists since he realizes he's not going to win versus the assault grenadiers. And now 3 squads. Also, fun fact, Jaeger divisions were actually largely equipped with submachine guns, it would seem, on their platoon levels, or company levels. Which is actually something I didn't quite fully know, but apparently they did about 1943. Which rather indicate, of course, these light infantry divisions were more assault-oriented anyways. So they were in some regards lacking in heavy weapons. On the other hand, they did have a high degree of submachine guns being equipped when it's all of automatics. Right here, though, Jacktherooster makes a bit of a mistake. He's getting caught out in the open, and we've seen Paranoia pushing in from both sides. Molotov here tried to be locked in the direction. Nice throw, but a bit too far. He should have projected the path a bit better. Now he just needs to consider getting out, and instead he's actually pulling into the cemetery. And here, Jacktherooster is making a bit of another mistake. Or the right here again, troops in the house. But the problem is here, where does he have to retreat through? I mean, if he now presses retreat without thinking, he's going to have to push through here. That means through all of these submachine gun equipped assault grenadiers, which rather means there's a high chance of getting this squad wiped out. And that's actually another part of unit preservation, that's actually considering the retreat path of your troops. Right here, I mean, Jacktherooster didn't exactly, you know, show the best unit preservation, and we saw the conscript squad get wiped out. We do see some troops in the church, but they're not really in good condition anymore. They should have been in there first, much quicker anyways. Instead of standing out there, probably one squad should have been in there in the church right away. Companies were standing about to do something. More conscripts arriving for Jacktherooster. MP40s. Again, nice little detail here with the Panzer Grenadier acting as a squad leader. Again, I'm rather hoping we might in the future see something a bit more specific for squad leaders. The squad, even just visually, it's actually a nice detail that sort of makes them appear a bit more organic. In this case, we appear something that has a bit more of a veteran look. The points are being secured. Popping out of the house, holding up heavy cover. Right around here would actually be a good spot for them to Molotov, since again it will be within the effective range of the conscript assault grenadiers, and it also would deny any cover, and would either force them out here, but they'd also be easier targets. So, I mean, in that sense, Molotovs can also be a quite handy tool for dealing with the assault grenadiers. You also note here that actually an infantry company going up. You also note taking up a 4th squad. It would seem, and in fact, because he lost a squad of assault grenadiers right here, so nicely done there by Jacktherooster, getting a kill. But likely, I mean, he's getting this because he actually wants some support weapons for his assault grenadiers. Not a bad idea. And of course, the question is, what sort of response will Jacktherooster get to it? Scout cars could be one approach. Also, another little thing here. A lot of the replays will likely become void because apparently there was a problem with the Ostroben and they need to hotfix it. So again, that means all the replays, all of the replays in will no longer be usable. So, you know, keep sending them in. And also, please send in some better. All of the ones I got right now are novice level a bit, unfortunately. And there you go, assault going in. And just like the old assault, it can be rather easily negated and thus wasted. But again, if you can land it, you can actually do a lot of damage. So, in that sense, assault has a lot of the old things, you know, from the other assault ability. But again, send in replays and so on. And my pardon for the ones who sort of have their replays make nothing, but you know, not much I can do about that. Conscripts moving in against the assault gunners. We can make it into the house first. There we go. Quick Molotov. Well done there by Jacktherooster, though he needs to get into cover. The church is on fire, meine Herren. And we are seeing a support weapon coming out here for Jacktherooster. Jacktherooster, on the other hand, having a trouble gone, but we are seeing a bit of progress being made in the west. Conscripts pulling back into the cemetery. He could consider actually vaulting over here. Again, some people actually seem to forget there is the ability to vault over cover, which is a bit of a shame, as it does add some extra maneuverability to combat. But like the mechanized company up here, for the 100th Jäger Division, we could use some action. In that sense, assault gunners again could resemble Jägers, or of course they could resemble any sort of assault group that might be formed. Usually, in fact, they were sort of gathered by 1944-45, where it sort of came into existence. These Sturmgruppen.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
So yeah, technically, sort of a squad here could have existed. Although Soviets would also have had sort of, you know, more regular infantry squad fully equipped with submachine guns on a much regular basis. In fact, I think they had entire companies equipped with as well. And there we go, a half-track out being sent in to support the Jaegers. I think they might have actually in some cases had some because they were sort of semi-mobile, and I suppose who knows what they could have gotten. But there we go, much better prediction with the Molotov on the assault gun. It is well done. Well done. And actually got a kill. So definitely Jacktherooster sort of getting the hang of how to deal with these assault grenadiers. He's only lost one squad, he's obviously able to get one squad. And one assault grenadier squad is a lot more expensive to replace than one conscript squad. So there's that to it as well. And while assault, of course, is also quite handy in clearing up buildings, if you get out of it again, it's wasted. So again, I think, you know, when generally fighting assault gunners, getting into houses can be a nice idea, particularly in the early parts of the game, where he does have 16. They've got another Molotov. Really nice job there from Jacktherooster in sort of eliminating the assault grenadiers using Molotovs and other little tactics. And there we go, one squad of assault grenadier forced away.
Grenadiers. Gun is ready for
and there we go, guards, rifle infantry out for Jacktherooster. A glorious communist rooster.
Enemy contact. You found something?
Bunker going up.
We have finished building the bunker.
And there we go, assaulting the building, clearing out with grenades.
Can teach an old dog new tricks.
In this case, forcing out the front door and actually wiping them out, more or less. Half-track on the move as well, no upgrades for it. They might soon get into trouble as the guards infantry are moving up. Have they been equipped with light machine guns? That would definitely benefit them, but apparently not. Assault gunners moving up the other flank, conscripting into the house. Lovely. There we go, guards rifles. Nice hits there from the anti-tank rifles on the half-track. Assault gunners moving up from the other flank, getting caught out in the open. Caught between two squads. Already suffering loss there again, barely doing any damage to the conscripts. And there we go, moving up against the guards infantry. Also noting, they actually do very little damage due to the guards infantry actually having the same amount of armor that the assault gunners actually have. Guards infantry in that sense are actually slightly more armored. In that sense, their assault gunners all of a sudden lose some of their effectiveness and actually begin doing a lot less damage. So again, that's also one, you know, what you can call a quick counter to assault gunners. Any kind of elite infantry pretty much out damages assault gunners unless they're actually reasonably veteran. Although, of course, you've got assault to sort of, you know, try and level things up, but it's also an expensive ability. But still, so far, Jacktherooster's overall doing quite a bit of nice damage. On the other hand, the problem is he's having a bit of trouble holding ground. He could try with a maximum here from the support weapon company to sort of deal with it. Or some mines. Minen. Popping out to Jacktherooster. 4 squads of conscripts, 1 guards rather infantry squad versus Paranoias. I think only 2 squads of assault grenadiers at the moment. Finally getting some support weapons. I mean, his infantry is having a bit of trouble, you know, keeping up with all of this on their own. With very little support, and for some reason the half-track crashed into the church. Come on, Heinz. I thought you'd passed the driver's test.
We are ready.
Or did you just steal the half-track? Likely.
We serve. Aim fire on this position. Incoming.
Popping in quickly into the church here. A bit surrounded here on all sides. Molotovs being lofted freely. Also, for some reason, he's got a pack down here. Apparently, he's worried about armor movements down there rather than up here by his main force in the centre. That's a bit of a peculiar choice here from Paranoia. Assault gunners here need to retreat, Rückzug. Without wasting manpower, I mean, you know, get them back, get them healed up, since he does have a medic bunker up. No, he hasn't. Hasn't gotten it upgraded. That's a bit silly. But there we go. Actually, a nice little move. He's actually just booming through the church to get out that way without exposing his troops. Nice little maneuver there from Paranoia. Very nice. Certainly commendable. Some players might just take this more exposed path, but he acts to sort of try, you know, a slightly safer one and get the devil out of there. So, Jacktherooster pushing far on all flanks now, really applying some pressure. Well done. More assault gunners moving up to support the MD in half-track position, basically acting as a blocking one for the moment. And Paranoia really needs to add some more serious firepower, either some more infantry, some mortars, or some armor, but something. He's a bit too light on things right now.
We can't be promoted.
And there we go, veterans one for the guards infantry. Still no light machine guns for them. And there we go, guards infantry might consider getting out there. They are very low on men. Assault gunners are pushing in, supported by dense machine gun fire here from the 100 Jäger. And there we go, assault grenading, forcing their conscripts out of the house. Individually the grenades don't do much, but again it's more the sort of barrage effect you get with them. There we go, they did not survive. And there we go, veteran 2 for the assault gunners. That's definitely going to make them lots more effective assault troops due to the armor bonus they gain. Though he might want to, you know, take the point. Instead he forgot about it. How Paranoia.
We are losing territory.
I think he might be saving up for something, which is not really what I think he needs now. He needs something to quickly extend the front line. And there you go, running into safety. In the house, in the shed. And, well, not much else here from the doctrine. Guards motor. No heavy mortars as of yet. Conscripts getting charged. Veteran 2 versus Veteran 2. All of a sudden, again, as soon as they gain a slight bit of armor, again, the effectiveness of the assault gunners actually also drops sharply, particularly when they're in light cover. Of course, it didn't help that the assault gunners themselves are out in the open. So right there, assault gunners will now be needed to push back. Half-track rushing in without anything to it. I wonder if we're having any assault gunners here. And again, notes, not really having much effect. And a Stug 3 Ausführung E arrives. Probably dispatched in from some older Stug battery which hadn't really received any new Stugs. Field gun caught out in the open. A bit of a bow maneuver there from Jacktherooster. A bit exposed, although we do see guards infantry quickly moving up. Tank Creep Battalion Command moving up. Stug 3E on the move. Looks like the assault gunners up north were pushed away. Of course, need to keep it close to infantry to support them. The Stug really can't, this one, it very well can't support on its own. But there we go, nice hit, wiping out conscripts alike. But again, flank here is being exposed. Guards infantry moving in. We've got a few gun as well nearby. Half-track and Stug need to pull back. Pioneers also need to retreat. Rückzug. Much too exposed position here for Paranoia. He needs to pull back. In particular, the Stug really now needs to get out there now. It's going to go down any second now. Also note this Stug really has little health on it. And there we go. Good night. Very much good night. And again, not a lot of infantry. Oh, it looks like he finally actually got himself some panzer grenadiers. So I suppose that's something. But still lacking in infantry. And now lacking in a stew, which he just got blown up.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory. Fresh meat has
Though again, its lack of durability is one of the reasons it's probably so cheap.
has 300 light tank ready for orders. The enemy has taken our supply sector.
MD4 in the church, bit of exposed position here. Assault gun is moving up here in a nice little fan movement. They could try and assault the field gun actually now and take it. Half track down. And a T-70 arrives for Jacktherooster right at the same moment. That Paranoia has nothing to actually guard his infantry up here. The pack's moving up, but again, he needs something to cover up the assault grenadiers. Can he get the field gun or will it be too late?
Supply sector under attack.
Looks like it's too late. As there's also a bunch of other Soviet infantry nearby. The assault grenadiers will need to pull back for the time being, and the pack here will need to move up to support the positions here. Come on, Paranoia. Don't be silly. Another Stug 3E. And time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is the Germans are nicely holding half the map, but at the same time they're rather lacking a bit in the forces to hold it up. They have overextended themselves a bit too critically, and that's rather one of the problems here for Paranoia. He seems to be a bit too paranoid, and thus can't really conceive the idea of perhaps a more tighter front, instead wanting everything, so that there can't be any Soviets in it, because that's his logic. Damn it. But another Stug 3, it won't be able to do so much against the T-70 at least early on. I mean, it's really once you get veterans up, and for example, the target weak point, it might actually stand a decent chance. So that is a bit something to keep in mind, at least in game terms. He needs to pull back these troops, and again, he needs to build up a serious front line. He needs some more infantry, and he needs to stop overextending. That seems to be one of his major problems. Otherwise, he might want to consider getting some more proper armor, some tanks out, or perhaps just some regular Stugs. In that sense, he might actually have a decent chance. Also, if he gets some mortar, I think might work out. At least for the time being. In the meanwhile, Jacktherooster just needs to work a bit more on his unit preservation. Keep pushing on here. I mean, punish the assault gun. And is now with his T-70 out. Perhaps consider getting a T-34 out. Get the field gun back in and, secure the centre, probably at least one of the flanks. And with that, he should have a nice chance of basically wiping up Paranoia. Otherwise, just keep poking in fact. Just, attack constantly here. Keep, Paranoia on his toes and, keep forcing him to try and make the mistake of trying to cover everything instead of actually giving ground. If you can do that, I mean, then Paranoia will lose. Jacktherooster will win. Well, let's return into the fight. And we're seeing assault against the combat engineers of all the targets. Now they're forced to retreat with the T-70 hunting them down. We see the Stug moving up. We see the pack nearby. Pack needs to stop. Pack needs to stop. Stop and see. Stug so far has T-70 down to half health. MG needs to abandon church. Stug needs to be careful. Stug misses. MG needs to cover. There we go, anti-tank grenade. And MG dead. No, don't move the Stug ahead. Don't move the Stug ahead. Don't. What are you doing, Paranoia? It's damaged. The T-70 can just circle around it now. If you actually force the T-70 to come to you, well, that's that. Stug 3E. Even the pack might go down. Panzers here going for the cut-off point. Going to get overwhelmed here by infantry locally. And there we go. Stug down. Pack here going to get overwhelmed as well. Paranoia here blundered a bit. Another Stug 3E. I mean, they're easy to spam, but again, I mean, you might necessarily actually get anything out of them if you just do that and waste them like Paranoia is doing now. And the Panzer gun has got wiped out. I mean, again, extending himself too far. I mean, he's clearly got some good ideas, but the problem is he can't really maintain them in coherent fashion. And there we go, conscripts running into some serious problems here with MP40 equipped with assault grenadiers. Though even with 2 squads blasting out, he doesn't suffer a sick, even a loss because due to the fact he's veteran free. Maxim opening up. He could move up the field, the Stug to deal with it. That would certainly be my suggestion. Also, then recruit the pack. Recruit the pack, man. I mean, need some more serious anti-tank power because the Stug's not really going to pull it. At least not without a lot more veterancy. Assault gun is being pushed ahead. Another squad of Pioniere. Stug moving up, opening up in the Maxim. Still no pack recruit. He really should have done that. And now the Stug might risk getting hit there by the T-70 again. T-34 now also arriving. And here the conscripts running into some problems with all of the assault grenadiers. Looks like Jacktherooster might have forgotten about them, and good night. At the same time, good night to the Stug again. I mean, this is what's going to happen to any assault gun that's going to get outflanked by a tank. It goes down. Doesn't matter if it's an Elephant, a Stug 3G, or whatever. If it first is circle about, I mean, there's not much you can do. And again, Paranoia really shouldn't think about that, but apparently Paranoia is absolutely atrocious when it comes to assault gun tactics. He's probably the sort of guy who's so far only been used to really handling Panzer IVs, but all of a sudden he can spam something, you know, like this and go, yes! But, you know, doesn't quite think it through. So, definite shame there. Definite shame there. Already 3 Stug 3Es have been lost. Again, just because something is easy to spam doesn't mean you should spam it, or for that matter, just use it carelessly. So I am a bit disappointed in Paranoia. There's been some good play, but there's also been some bad play. It looks like, oh, light artillery strike going in here on the church. Leichte Infanteriegeschütz. Looks like, oh, they managed to get out. Just in the nick of time before the church collapses on them. And we see a Stug 3G arriving. But if a Stug battery has been providing Stugs, is now setting up something a bit bigger.
Your orders, comrade.
But again, he needs to support it, Unterstützung. But again, he's also severely overextended. In fact, I think he might have lost another grenadier squad. Not really encouraging, I'm afraid. Jacktherooster continues applying pressure. More conscripts arriving to replace the ones lost earlier. Pack's still not recruited either. And Pioneers are going to run into one hell of a surprise. As the veterans do 3 conscripts and the T-70 moves up. And Pioneers down. Time to pop back to Jet Paranoia. Again, don't overextend as the Germans. It's really one of the primary sins you can do.
Ready for orders.
Yes?
But now he's barely got anything left. There might be a slight chance of victory still, but you know, he needs to pull it together. But the question is, can he do that? Can he actually pull it together? Or is it too late now? He also needs to get some bloody well more infantry. Don't rush the Stug ahead like that. Don't rush it ahead like that without knowing what's there. Opening up there on the T-34. Panzer IV needs to quickly get up. Get up. Field gun nearby. Stug needs to be careful. And there goes Stug, takes a hit. Assault is going to get assaulted here by the Guards infantry. Panzer IV arriving. Keep the Stug behind the building. You know there's a field gun up there. Try to ensure you can't get hit. Come on, call in some assault. Just call in a Stug. Just call in something. Maxim running into a bit of troubles. T-70 arriving. Points are ticking down. Stug taking another hit. Might go down. No, looks like he managed to evade for now. There you go, another squad of infantry, another squad of assault grenadiers. Trying to ram in. Oh! Too far to ram. Panzer IV pull back. engine burned out. Victory for Germany right there, albeit a very minor one. Overextends his assault gunners, has forgotten about the T-70 it would seem. Focuses on the fuel, not on the victory point which he actually need at the moment. And there we go, assault gunners getting assaulted by the T-70. Come on, get them out of there, Paranoia. And there we go, lost. Stoop down.
Our Panzer forces have been reduced by one. The enemy has broken our supply lines. We are close to defeat. 20 forces.
Tanks rolling in, Panzer IV with the re-exposed. No support, and there we go. Game over to Paranoia. A bit shorter than what I normally like, but I really hadn't anything else that sort of showed some competence and not any sort of serious novice mistakes. We're sort of looking more at intermediary mistakes, sort of what more regular players might make. In this case, it's the sin of overextending, not really pulling up your front line too tightly. And of course also showing that, just spamming assault gunneers, right away is not going to win you the match if you don't have a more coherent strategy in mind, which again, he didn't. I mean, we saw nice work then, use of Guards infantry, Molotov in the right spot, using building space, counter the assault gunneers nicely. Maxim could have been out earlier though. I think, that could have helped, otherwise, nice use of armour. On the other hand, we also saw here, what happens if you don't actually know how an assault gun works, which rather seems to be the major issue for Paranoia. And again, it's probably going to be for a lot of players who've, again, been very used to Panzer IVs, then actually, I want to actually use assault guns now, because this one's bloody cheap, and then they don't know how to use it and actually lose it. So in that sense, spamming something does lead to victory, good tactics, can you beat all this, and again, also expect people to use mechanized assault, if you actually want to beat it, try to think about it a bit. It's not that difficult, not more difficult than any other strategy, usually, and if you actually know what you're doing. Should have used this one? Yeah, I'm a little less certain about this, because again, the half-tech still lacks machine gun. I think in that case it's a bit lacking in value, I must admit personally. But again, he should have used his arm a bit better. He did overextend his assault gunners a bit better, but overall, I mean, it was the sin of being too greedy that cost Paranoia the game. He constantly tried to hold everything, and he couldn't because he didn't have enough infantry. I mean, that was, his main problem. He didn't ever have enough infantry, and he didn't build a coherent front line with any sort of, real thing for it to structure around, which cost him the game. And he also failed to recruit that pack folder. That was really just dumb. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned a thing or two from it. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends. If you didn't, well, why not? Replay of your own. Provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.